Just going to go through the steps required to take the bike off of the Computrainer and change a flat back tire. The first thing you need to do is back off the braking mechanism. Little handle just turns counterclockwise, backs it down. Loosen the two holding nuts. And then loosen the nuts that hold the skewer tight. Alright, so the rear wheel is loose now. The bike is free from the Computrainer frame. First thing I'm going to do is just shift down to the lowest cog in the rear cassette. I'm going to open the back skewer. And the rear wheel should come right up. So I'm going to lay down my bike for a second here. So my wheel doesn't have a flat tire, but I'm just going to pretend it does. I'm just going to let the air out here. Just spin the nut loose. And let the air out. A few things that you do need to do this are a tire lever and a bike pump. And of course, a new tube. To take the tire off, you're going to take your tire lever, put it under one bead of the tire, get a good grip on it. And just slide it along. Now, not so critical on a flat inside, but certainly on a flat that you know that you have a puncture. It's important to figure out where along the tube it's flat, just in case there is a piece of glass or a piece of a sharp rock somewhere stuck in there. And take the tube all the way out. Sometimes there may be a little retaining nut on the stem here. That just comes out. Get your new tube. I always like to add a little body to the tube so it goes in a little bit better. Just by loosening this up. I'm just putting a bit of air in there. And then I tighten that nut down so that I know that the air will stay. Find the hole for the valve stem. Make sure it's straight in there. Working evenly. Being sure that the tire, or the tube rather, is up inside and not being pinched between the tire and the rim itself. So being sure not to pinch it. Pop it all the way over. And I give it kind of a once over, rolling the tire, looking to make sure that the tube isn't stuck between the tire and the rim itself. This also seems to help seat things a little bit better. Alright, so now that I've gone all the way around, we're ready to inflate. Always check the side of your tire for the proper inflation. Spin the air retaining nut down. Ready to put this back on your bike. Now I know it was on the smallest cog in the rear. Just helps everything line up a little bit better. Make sure that you line up the wheel in your frame. Spin the screw over. Adjust the brake down if it needs it. And you're ready to put the bag back on the Computrainer. It's going to go in. I always just put one side in first. Kind of eyeball it to the center of the rear braking mechanism. Screw the other side down just so it gets a bite. And now we can kind of play with moving it back and forth. I always look straight down. Make sure that we get it centered. Once I know it's centered, start tightening them both down. Alright, now it's nice and snug. And I just tighten down the retainers. And then tighten back up the rear braking mechanism. You're going to want to grab it, hold it still, and then check the rear tire. It should move slightly. It shouldn't be a huge hassle to get it to move. And then of course you're going to do your rolling resistance calibration according to Computrainer. Alright, that's it. Hope it helps.